This is the history of karate, part 1. The history of karate is traced back to the Ryukyu Islands, of which Okinawa is the largest island. The earliest recognized date that the Ryukyu Kingdom started is widely disputed. However, there is some evidence that places it in the 14th century. The capital of the Ryukyu Kingdom was Shuri, from which its inhabitants created the style of shuri-te. Two other styles, naha-te and tomari-te, were also practiced in Naha and Tomari. With the coming of the Meiji Restoration period in Japan in 1868 and plans by the ruling administration for rapid modernization, karate was readily made available to the public. The Ryukyu Islands consisted of 55 islands positioned between Japan and China, so they were always in danger of occupation by the Chinese or the Japanese. The Ryukyu Kingdom shared strong economic ties and held a tributary relationship with Chinese authorities even up until 1879. The lack of availability of weapons and the inability for commoners to find weapons meant that Ryukyu Island residents were under constant danger. Many farming weapons were improvised to be used as weapons, such as the sickle, the nunchaka, and the tonfa. The sickle was meant to cut grain. The nunchaka was two pieces of wood connected by a leather strip used for beating rice, and the tonfa was a handle for the rice mill. The improvisation by residents meant that they had to not only create weapons for their hands, but they had to create a style when they did not have a weapon. They had to create an open-handed style, hence karate, which means an open-handed style. So the development of the martial arts in this particular region, because the residents were constantly under danger of being occupied, meant that they had to improvise, and they had to improvise fast. Martial arts, not only with weapons but without weapons, more importantly without weapons, was their way of creating a self-defense system that grew to become a worldwide phenomenon. Gichin Funakoshi, who was also a practicer of shuri-te, who went on to create his wildly popular Shotokan karate, came up with a set of principles so that all karate practitioners would have a guide for the self-defense techniques that they were practicing. And one of his most important principles we'll start from, which was never forget that karate begins and ends with respect. That's one of the most important things when you enter into a dojo, and every karate practitioner knows when they walk into a dojo, one of the first things they do is show respect to the dojo, to the teacher, by bowing. Second, there is no first attack in karate. It was very important for Gichin Funakoshi to make all the practitioners of karate understand this, that there's absolutely no first attack in karate. It's a self-defense system, and it's a perfect self-defense system. Thirdly, karate fosters righteousness. Fourth, first know yourself and then know others. It was very important for karate practitioners to first be able to understand their own strengths and weaknesses before thinking about being able to battle or attack or get involved in any type of competition. It was first know yourself. Fifthly, it was rather than physical technique, use mental technique. Again, Gichin Funakoshi was stressing the mental aspects of karate, the mental aspects of training. Sixth, let your mind roam freely. Again, not to have a closed mind, to be able to be open to new techniques, to new ideas, especially in the applications of the martial arts. Seventh, inattention and neglect causes misfortune. It's important to give attention to what you're doing, to be able to focus, to be able to concentrate. 8, never think that karate is practiced only in the dojo. It's not about the dojo. For a karate practitioner, wherever he or she is, they are in the dojo. They have to constantly practice and hone their skills to get better. 9, karate is a lifelong pursuit. Again, stressing the lifelong aspect of karate, how it's not one step, it's not a stepping stone, it's not a place to get to, it's a journey. And that's what he was stressing about karate, that karate is a lifelong pursuit, it's a journey. 10, everything you encounter is an aspect of karate. Find the marvelous truth there. 11, karate is like boiling water. If you do not keep the flame high, it turns tepid. Again, he's pointing to practicing, constant training of the body. 12, do not think about winning. Think about not losing. 13, respond in accordance to your opponent. 14, wage the battle with natural strategy. 15, regard your hands and weapons as sharp swords. 16, step out the door and you face 10,000 foes. 17, learn various stances as a beginner, but then rely on a natural posture. 18, the kata must always be practiced correctly. Real combat is another matter. 19, never forget your own strengths and weaknesses, the limitation of your own body, and the relative quality of your techniques. And 20, continuously polish your mind. And these are the 20 principles of Gichin Funakoshi as he laid out when karate advanced. Thank you so much.